Hi guys, my name is Martin. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron. So I have tweaked my navy to set home fleets in a more appropriate location for all of the squadrons that we have running around the world, which isn't that many compared to how many there were at the onset of the game. Those samurai guys, they're up here right now. The Far Eastern Fleet now has Singapore, and so do the submarines and so on and so forth. So we're just gonna restart the game here and see where that takes us. It took us right into the Matilda tank, which is good. Now we have some armor. So where do we want to go from here? We are at 1938, practically. So it's much too soon to go for the Crusader, which is also a medium tank. I don't know. Well, at some point we do want to start going down the medium tank tree here, but and the heavy one for that matter. I guess we could go for the Vigors, not with any intention of actually producing it, but just to get it ready so we don't have to do it in 41. That would be an option. I don't think we need this. We're getting this, and that should clean that should resolve our need for oil. We could do... No, it requires the computing machine, so we're gonna have to wait for that. 1940 is a long way off. We don't want these. I'm not sure I want this one. I have that. We're doing this. Probably don't want that. Artillery is done. Well, we could get the Vigors. That's still my best choice. I don't want them. 39, yeah. I'm not sure I want Field Hospital or Signal Company just yet. Well, here's the thing. We could go improve. Oh, we don't have this. Well, shoot. We're definitely gonna get that. And the, I don't know, 3 or 4 techs after that. Want this, we want this, we want that. And maybe also some paratroopers or some marines. Nothing wrong with those techs, for sure. So, now we have the Matilda tank. So I'm thinking we replace the Vigors too. We don't have a lot of production efficiency. So now we go all in here. And we can produce the Matilda for quite some time. It's going to be a viable tank all the way up until 1941 really. And that's going to tank our light tank requirements. Well, not the requirements, but the surplus. So I think what we'll do is we'll put less here and more here. Eight factories. Because we do have surpluses. I don't care about the fighters. Do I want to produce Hurricanes? I get the Spitfire in 40. Well, then the answer is probably yes. We are woefully unequipped for an air battle with these interwar fighters. We probably do want to go Hurricane. Yeah, and we might go like that, or even like that. And what does that do to our oil? Yeah, now we need 9. We will get 4, I think. as soon as we finish that one, excavation 1. But after that we can do excavation 2, or whatever it's called. Yes, excavation 2. And that'll give us a further 10%. We have 3 military factories. How did that happen? Oh, because there was already a guy working the fighters. Well, we need more fighters than we need tanks. So let's pop that up to the full 6 factories. And that's going to be okay. Yeah, the oil is an issue. But it's mostly an issue for these destroyers and light cruisers. I can live with that. The civilian factories, they are still working. Let's pop that one to the top. Finish those in Yorkshire. And then probably gonna do some infrastructure. And we could queue it up now, I think. I think I like 6 in a belt down Africa here. Well, let's go all the way up to 6. So now we have like a belt running all the way from north to south, all the way up to the French territory up here. May also get the naval base there. That's okay. Awesome. And 1938 is right around the corner. What is Germany working on these days? Strategic area effort. So they're not going for the Sudetenland thing yet. Oh, they need to do Anschluss first, which requires them to have a number of divisions, 550,000. I don't know what that means. I think the actual requirements is a number of divisions. I'm not sure. We have a little bit of a jaunty tune going on here. Can we just go like that and then turn it back on? Yeah, that changes the music. Would be nice with a button, but we have a workaround for it. Do we have a button that I just didn't see, maybe? Well, if we do, I still don't see it. So, logistics. We have plenty of infantry equipment, but we'll need to replace all of those with updated equipment. When will that happen? Oh, excavation. Good. That's in 39 that we get the weapons too. But we do get the improved infantry equipment. Okay, so now we have the excavation 1. What does that do for our trade? It does nothing. Well, it does. It must have been at minus more than 8 before. I think it was 9, but then I put another factor in. I don't know. I'm guessing that it's right because it says right there, excavation 1. So we'll get excavation 2. Because with our increased amount of factories devoted to tanks and airplanes, we'll need a lot more oil. Perfectly happy with that. At some point we'll click this button. Will we get some sort of a dialogue or a list of what that will change? I'm assuming we will. Not going to be building anti-air or air bases or anything because many of my focuses actually give me those for free. So I'll hold off on that. The King George V class is about to finish. We won't be building that. We'll be going straight for the next level of battleships. Well, we won't be researching it just now. I think it's a level 1940 tech. But we'll get it out of the way, so we're ready to do it in 1940, and then we'll get those bad boys on the production line. Also, between videos, I did go and set the deployment here. I didn't see that before, so actually my deployments, they just ended up in Cornwall and stayed there. But now they're going all the way to Africa and, well, the home army here. I'm putting all the tanks here for now, and all the infantry in Africa. Later on we'll send more armor to Africa as well. Okay, so that's the shadow scheme, which wasn't a big deal in itself, although we did get the 20% conversion cost bonus to the civilian factory. But we do want to get this one, so we'll get this, which will give us a boost to industry research, which we might as well plan ahead. What will that be? Is that a 19? That'll be a 1939 tech, actually. So that'll be a year before we can really utilize that. I don't want to waste it on synthetic oil experiments, I think. The battleship is almost done though. So I think we can do more support weapons, or if not support weapons, then that improved infantry weapons. That'll be nice. And there it is. Okay, thank you. And the next battleship is in 1940, yeah, so it's gonna be a while. You're doing that, then you'll do that, but we can set up another research tree there for the improved infantry weapons. I don't know if that will change here, or if it just improves the existing infantry, or we actually need to reproduce it. And we have a government thing. So do we want to get more political advisors? That's only a 5% political gain. The other one was a 15. Base production and rocket sites, nuclear reactors and stuff. That's the conversion cost. That's fascism, democracy and communism, right. So maybe not any more advisors right now. Maybe we'll go to something that will give us armor research, naval research, and of course aircraft, infantry, small arms research, motorization research, artillery research, industry research. And these are all doctrines, I think. And these are combat stats. So what are we looking to research in the near future? It's 1938. So we could crank out these and those. In 1939 we have a lot of support things. We could do the heavy tank, but then it's gonna be a while before we can do anything more, and only one more. So maybe not armor. Artillery has 3 things. Well, maybe we want to get into the doctrine stuff then. We already have the grand battle plan, the doctrine. So we just want to continue down this tree. Better planning, better defense and organization, better breakthrough and soft attack. and we have the fleet in being. Where we probably want to go down there. And how about the air doctrines? We have no air doctrine, so there we can choose fighter detection, battlefield support, operational integrity, interception detection. That's pretty much, it's fighter and close air support mostly. This is also fighter detection. Air support mission efficiency, ground support, ace generation. Well, this is naval strike tactics. I did threaten to do some naval bombing in the Mediterranean, didn't I? Interception detection and ground support, fighter detection. Then that one for naval mission efficiency. Air superiority. But there's a lot of good stuff everywhere. I'm thinking about going down the grand battle plan doctrine. So if we want to do that, maybe we want to go for whoever gives us grand battle plan. Land doctrine research time 7%. Grand battle plan doctrine 10%. So this one is giving us army experience gain plus. Both of them do that. Oh, this one is a 250. That's expensive. Are you sure we couldn't get anything that will help us produce quickly, more quickly? Research time. Research, better armor. Research. Division speed, division attack, division defense. Here's naval bombing. I'll want to remember that for later. Okay. Screw it. Let's get the military theorist. We get land doctrine research time minus 7%. And then we're gonna go down. Next time we have a research slot, we'll go down the land doctrine here. And that'll be okay. What's Germany doing now? They're doing Anschluss. Okay, so they're eating Austria now. What's Italy doing? Research slot. So they are ahead of us in that regard. France. Close air support. Okay, sounds useful. You are not having the fascists. Okay. Bureau of Ships. What's that do? Where is it? Oh my god, the tech tree. Here we go. Navy experience. Production costs going down and all that stuff. I do also want to create a variant. We have the Support weapons. Yeah, we already have what we need. I didn't mean a variant. I mean, I want to change my template for the infantry and also for the motorized division. So they have engineers and recon. I could give them the maintenance company and the logistics company. I could also change my infantry divisions. If I were to give you, you already have an engineer company, which is good. If I were to give you logistics company, you would use less supplies. It would cost more though. This would give you greater reliability. I don't think the infantry necessarily needs a maintenance company. Probably not. But I might be tempted to give you one of these. There's the Anschluss of Austria. And I get my industrial effort, which is nice and all. Let's see, what's my experience? I have 21. If I give you a logistics company, anything else I want to pop in there? Support anti-tank or support artillery might be nice. Could also put a proper artillery brigade in there. I'm gonna put mobile in there. That will cost 5. The artillery would give you plus 40 in soft attack. That's really strong. The anti-tank would give you 31 in piercing and 15 in hard attack. Hard attack. Yeah. If I put an artillery there, okay, that doesn't change. I was worried that if I put artillery there, then I couldn't put an extra infantry battalion later on. But that doesn't seem to be a problem. Is there any... I can't put artillery here. Can you just try and remove those? If I put infantry here, I can't put infantry there. Why is that? I can put motorized. Oh, I can. Yeah, it's just a new group. Okay, so you choose for each group if it's going to be infantry, armored, or mobile. Okay. So we're not going to open up a new group yet. So these are all infantry, and I'm going to keep it like that, I think. So do I want to make them bigger? Probably not, because I don't have the manpower for it. So this will cost 1,000 in manpower, while the artillery only costs 500. Pop in. No, screw that. Let's remove that. We're just going to put the logistics in there. We have 10. We're going to use the other 10 for changing our motorized divisions. So let's save that. There you go. And we'll edit this one to include a supply usage. What's the reliability of this division as is? Can I see that anywhere? How about I click you? No. Right click you? No. Here we go. the reliability is 0. So if I add a maintenance core, reliability is 25. It weighs more, it uses more supplies, and it has less piercing. And that will cost me 10. The thing is, I also want to put in a logistics company in this one. And that will cost me 20. So then my supply use will go down. And my hit points will go up. That's what I want to do, but I can't do that right now. It doesn't matter, I don't have any motorized divisions. So now we need to replace all that infantry, or rather we want to increase all of that all those infantry division with the logistics people, which means we need to produce motorized. Here. So we need to produce that. Pop you up there. Gonna steal a couple of factories here, say 3. And you're gonna do that. You need 190. We'll get through that, no problem. And then we need to set a national focus, which is going to be the extra research slot. No question about it whatsoever. Okay. Alright, I guess that's pretty good. We'll pop it a break here, and when we get back, I don't know. It's still 8 months away from 1939. It's going to be a while before something happens, something dramatic, but I guess Germany did just grow a bunch, and the world tension rose, only 2% though. But they're going to eat Czechoslovakia, and then they're going to get real aggressive about Poland. We're just going to sit here and take it, because that's what we do. See you next time. Bye for now.